Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lineup Stocks. I'm Will. Today is March 26th. This week, global markets went through an extreme roller coaster ride and a massive reversal. Just a day ago, Trump was threatening to bomb Iran's power plants within 48 hours, but suddenly he changed his tune. He announced a 5-day window for negotiations with Iran and paused the military strikes. As soon as this news came out, crude oil futures immediately crashed by 13%. Meanwhile, the US stock market shot straight up like it had a shot of adrenaline, and the VIX Fear Index dropped heavily. What a move. The god of drawing stock charts is back. Trump claimed he was negotiating with Iran, forcing the 48-hour strike deadline to be delayed to 5 days. To sum it up with a joke, the most brilliant part of Trump's talking strategy is that if even you don't know what you are doing, your opponent will be completely clueless. Today's massive stock market surge is basically a textbook short squeeze. Those short sellers who bet early on a war escalating and the stock market crashing were completely trapped by Trump's single sentence. They had to panic close their positions and buy back stocks at higher prices, which pushed stock prices up even further. Simply put, Trump played the whole world with one sentence and heavily punished the bearish investors. Just like I have repeatedly emphasized in my recent videos, do not buy call or put options. Keep your hands to yourself and hold on to your cash. However, if you simply think these 5 days mean someone is backing down and peace is coming, that is too naive. Looking at the latest leaks, statements from all sides, and the battlefield situation, this looks more like a carefully planned pre-war smokescreen. On the surface, it looks like negotiating for peace. But in reality, the US military is likely making final preparations to capture key islands. Israel's secret maneuvers, Iran's desperate fight to the death, and America's own economic struggles make this game full of uncertainties. Senior Iranian officials directly said Trump has no right to set conditions or deadlines for negotiations. They also revealed that Washington rejected Iran's two basic conditions, paying compensation and admitting aggression. This confirms one fact. The so-called negotiations are more like a performance by both sides for the cameras. The real goal is to buy time. If the tough talk is just for the public to see, then the US military's actual movements are the real trump card hidden under the table. The Trump administration has only one core task, to finish their military deployment. Once negotiations break down, they will immediately launch an amphibious landing operation. Right now, the energy crisis has reached a tipping point. Today, the International Energy Agency (IEA) stated that over 40 energy assets in the Middle East have been severely damaged. The impact of this supply chain disruption is as bad as the two oil crises in the 1970s, plus the 2022 Russia-Ukraine natural gas crises combined. What's worse, this disruption is not temporary. After oil fields, refineries, and pipelines are destroyed, it takes months or even years to resume operations. If the fighting continues, the global economy could fall directly into an energy shock, and America itself won't escape it. High oil prices will push up inflation. This will force the Federal Reserve to keep interest rates high, which could trigger a stock market crash and an economic recession. This would be fatal for Trump's election. Also, America has run out of tools to stabilize oil prices. They have already played all the cards they have. It's worth noting that today, Vice President Vance had a phone call with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu right during market hours. They discussed the start of negotiations with Iran and what an agreement to end the war might look like, hoping to keep the big picture in mind. According to Israeli media leaks, after Trump's statement, Washington set April 9th as the target date to end the war. This means there are about 21 days left for continued fighting and negotiating. However, senior Israeli security officials say it is still too early to tell if an agreement can actually be reached at this stage. This leaked information is huge. On one hand, the US gave itself and Israel a clear timeline. The problem must be solved before April 9th, or things will get completely out of control. On the other hand, Israel is also sending a signal. We will not just blindly follow America's orders. We decide if an agreement happens. The market is still operating on the logic that things will get better soon. Time and time again, buying the dip has paid off. Investors seem to have gotten used to Trump's constant changes. As soon as he mentions negotiations, the market bounces back. As soon as he talks tough, the market drops briefly, but it is quickly pulled back up by money buying the dip. This simple trading logic shows that the market believes this conflict is under control. Everyone believes Trump will not actually start an all-out war and will eventually solve the problem through talks. Because of this, every drop is seen as a chance to get on board. The weekend is almost here, and it will probably be another restless one. I wonder if traders will try to avoid the risks ahead of time. Let's go back to the charts. Looking at the VIX trend, it has been sitting around the 26 and 27 level for 3 days now. When the VIX is between 25 and 30, it is a warning zone. You shouldn't blindly buy the dip, nor should you panic sell. In this warning zone, it can go up or down. Let's look at crude oil. Whether it's Brent or WTI, the current trend is showing signs of hitting a top. From a technical analysis perspective, with a MACD death cross, the chances of a massive price surge have become much smaller. However, the crude oil issue is not fully resolved, the dust hasn't settled, and the VX hasn't spiked massively. Therefore, we cannot just buy the dip right now. This is still just a warning zone, so it is best to stay on the sidelines and watch. Looking at the indexes, the best performing one right now is IWM, small cap stocks. Small cap stocks might still have some trading opportunities. Some heavyweight tech stocks don't offer any opportunities at the moment. To summarize, based on current trends, small cap stocks, IWM, are performing better than the S&P 500, SPX, and the Nasdaq QQQ, and the SPX is performing better than the QQQ. So, if we want to make trades soon, the chances of small caps going up are probably higher than the SPX and QQQ. The bottom is still not very clear yet. So, selling low is not a good idea right now, and buying the dip isn't either. The main strategy should still be to watch and wait. Actually, stock trading is a very lonely journey. Most of your time is spent waiting. Just like the name of my channel, Lineup, you need to be someone standing on the shore, watching the waves. Observe carefully, listen closely, and find the right rhythm. That's how you catch the perfect wave and enjoy the ride. This is Lineup Stock. See you next time.